last week Katt Williams would find himself in the headlines after Michael Blackson would reveal their beef. Blackson will also share that he felt guilty over previous comments towards Katt. Now, 4 years ago, Katt Williams would make a viral moment by roasting radio host Wanda Smith on Atlanta's V103. During that conversation, Katt would say that no one is going to watch Gerard Carmichael's next special. He called both Kevin Hart and Lil Rel ugly and said that no one can tell him their favorite Tiffany Haddish joke because she doesn't have a special. Because so much time has passed in all their careers, it makes us wonder just how much validity does Katt's comments hold? Today we have our comedy hype analysts Capone and Pierre calling to the show to give their thoughts and reactions. But first, let's take a look at this clip.
Like we just heard, Tiffany Haddish just got a deal as well, and I mean they're opening up things to comics, and for them to open up a door like that. What are your honest thoughts about Netflix?
Netflix doesn't have an opinion on stand-up comedy. They base what they pay you by the amount of ticket sales for your last tour. Monique's last tour had 316,000 tickets. Therefore, that's what she got offered. My last tour had 2.4 million. The fact of the matter is what makes a great comedy special is if 100 people talk at the same time that you talking, are you saying something different than them people are saying?
No.
Because they're going to let you do your special, Gerard Carmichael, but nobody's going to watch it. They're going to let you be a star, Lil Rel, but you ugly. And white people don't believe in ugly stars. They think you have to be somebody that women want to sleep with and men want to be. But because we black, they say, oh, you don't even deserve that. So you get Kevin Hart, Lil Rel, Gerard Carmichael, just dudes that no woman would talk to in Lenox Mall, let alone you making them movie stars. Because ain't nobody gonna sleep with them. You only got Tiffany Haddish. She been doing comedy since she was 16. You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke. Why? Because she ain't done a tour yet. She ain't done a special. She has not proven the ability to tell jokes back to back for an hour to nobody.
Now, I want to dissect some of the things that he said in this interview, but before doing so, Pierre, I'll start with you. When you first saw this 4 years ago, what was your initial reaction to it?
That alone could have been a stand-up special. That could have been a Netflix special. Just that interview, okay? That thing was entertaining, okay? It was entertaining. But Katt Williams is entertaining. The way he presents himself is entertaining. Arrogant as it may be or whatever it may be, he still is a very entertaining person. And he makes a lot of valid points of what he says. It just rubs some people the wrong way. But I just think that very entertaining. That's all I'm going to say. It's very interesting how he gets down. His cadence is something else.
Capone, I'll bring it over to you. What was your reaction when this first came out about 5 years ago now?
The funniest thing to me that it was Red Grant's interview with him playing in Atlanta. And Katt went up there as just a supporting cast and took over the whole interview. And if I was Red, I would have been mad. But Red was laughing at all the stuff that was going there. And the arrogance was a little bit much for me, but he did state some facts.
Another point that he did make was how attractive a person is. He did specifically bring up Lil Rel and Kevin Hart, saying that they are not attractive stars. But as you know, we continue to see both of them in several movie projects as time has gone on, and especially since that interview. What are your thoughts when it comes to the attractiveness and, of course, what Katt had to say when speaking on that as well?
I mean, real quick, I'm a fan of Dane Cook, but okay. About attractiveness, in the beauty in the eye of the beholder, there's some women who would love to sleep with Kevin Hart. Think Kevin Hart fine as hell, all outdoors, you know what I'm saying? And he's proven to be a leading man in a movie, starring in one. It's his opinion. It's Katt Williams' opinion of saying, those cats now. Hannibal Buress, I can see what he said about that. Now I'm not gonna, Hannibal, you know what I'm saying? But no, that's just Katt's opinion to me. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Kevin Hart has proven to be a movie star and a leading man. You know what I'm saying? He's had roles where he's the man. The one with had a kid, his child and stuff. He led that, and however. So it's up to the public who they choose to be, handsome and good looking.
Right. Capone, I'll bring that same question to you. What are your thoughts when it comes to, of course, what Katt had to say when speaking specifically to Lil Rel and Kevin Hart, saying that they're not attractive, but just overall as well when it comes to making big stars? What are your thoughts? Do you think that plays a role in that as well?
I think that it was very unnecessary what he said. I don't go checking to see what man is good looking at a movie, and the Rock muscles is outrageous, and Ice Cube beard is great, and all of that. It's just, to me, that's corny. I guess to me, I thought he was trying to just be funny, but you take things serious like that, the way he broke down the scenario, and I just don't agree with going to look at men to see if they're attractive for a role that they get. If you do a good job acting, it is what it is.
Now, Capone, let me bring up another, because there was another name that he also brought up, which was Gerard Carmichael. As we know, recently he just won an Emmy for his latest comedy special. But back then, Katt Williams actually said, and I quote, he said, "No one will watch your special." So, what are your thoughts? Thoughts to that? Here we are 4 years ago, him saying that no one would watch Gerard Carmichael's special, but 4 years later, he just won an Emmy for his latest special. Capone, what are your thoughts?
Is Gerard the comedian that was in Coming Back to America too?
No.
Oh, then I don't know who Gerard Carmichael is.
Damn!
I'm sorry. I mean, I don't.
Honestly,
I'll be honest with you. I've never seen. I mean, more power to him, and I guess he proved Katt wrong because he got an Emmy. So that's all I can say about that.
well, yeah, and honesty, I appreciate your honesty. Now, Pierre, I seen you pull out your laptop, so I'm guessing that you probably know who Gerard Carmichael is. So I want to get.
I was telling Capone to do that.
I know.
Well, if I don't know him.
But I want to get your. I want to get your thoughts, though, Pierre. 4 years ago, you have Katt Williams saying that, hey, Gerard Carmichael, they're going to give you a special, but no one will watch it. But here we are 4 years later, he receives an Emmy. So I want to get your thoughts on that, from then to here we are now.
I know Gerard Carmichael. I know of Gerard Carmichael. Winning an Emmy does not mean a lot of people saw your special. Okay, that has nothing to do with the amount of people who see a special. If you win, there's TV shows that win Emmys. We're like, what the hell? I never seen this before. Doesn't mean anything. There's a body of people who choose. And that body of people, they choose who the Emmy Awards are. So now, Katt Williams might have been talking about his folks and his crowd won't watch something that Katt Williams. You might be right about. Gerard Carmichael. So he's right about that. Probably a lot of people that get down with Katt Williams wouldn't get down with Gerard Carmichael. There's two whole different fields about both of those acts and stuff. But again, there was a long time when Chappelle wasn't being felt by black folks for a lot of time, and now he's blown up. So. You know what I'm saying? It doesn't mean that if people won't come around. But now also that Gerard say he's gay, and Katt Williams' crowd is not probably pro-gay. I mean, you can sit in there in the comments, I like gay people, I like gay, whatever. You know what I'm getting to, motherfucker. I know what I'm saying. So from Katt to say that from his perspective and his crowd, he's probably 100% right, or at least 98% right. But like I said, Emmy is not gone by the most popular comic, because it's not how it works.
Right. Yeah, no, and I appreciate, again, that education. I think being able to break these down and give people that understanding of, when you have an Emmy, it doesn't necessarily mean this or vice versa. So thank you so much for that, Pierre. Now, as we close out, recently, we've seen Tiffany Haddish in the news. And of course, he did not hold his tongue back when speaking on Tiffany Haddish as well. Pierre, I'll start with you. Here's what he had to say about Tiffany Haddish. He said, "You can't tell me your favorite Tiffany Haddish joke." Do you think that still stands true today? Here we are again, 4 years later, time has passed. Right after that, she actually dropped 2 specials. So I want to get your thoughts on that, Pierre. Do you think that still holds true now that we've seen a couple of specials come from Tiffany Haddish?
Yeah, we can't, you can't tell me a Tiffany Haddish joke, but what does that really mean? I mean, in the body of entertainment, we're here in this business to do everything we can as a stand-up comic, acting, stand-up comedy, whatever it is, we're trying to get our hands on a lot of stuff. Is she a great comedian, one of the greatest comedians? No, probably not. Maybe never will. That's not her lane. She got in a certain way of being a funny person that tried to get on stage. But got on stage, it was funny, blew up before her act was solid, her hour act was solid. And we can't now just be putting fingers at like, you ain't got no solid hour, you ain't no solid comedian. Okay, I ain't. But motherfucker, I'm making all this money being an actress to be who I am. So it's a different lane. So to try to compare her as the greatest female comedian because her movie career, TV career is taking off is unfair. She didn't come in here trying to be the greatest female comedian, stand-up comedy. You know what I'm saying? Katt is more true to the game of stand-up comedy. That's why he has all those specials. certain comics are trying to be a great stand-up comedian. Katt Williams is not in a whole bunch of movies or TV shows. That ain't his lane. You know what I'm saying? His lane is on that stage in front of his fans, and it's okay. There's different lanes we have for different positions in this business. I myself is multi-talented. I write, produce, direct. You know what I'm saying? I got a special coming on, Comedy Hype Plus, called Half Truths. You know what I'm saying? I do it all. But do I need to tell everybody every week I need to do it all? I do it all? Yes, I do. And that's why I keep on doing it. So there you go.
We're going to get you a shirt. I do it all. We're going to have to make sure.
There it is. That's what I'm talking about.
Capone, I want to come to you. There's a lot of things that Katt Williams said about Tiffany Haddish in this interview. So, we have 4 years later. I want to get your thoughts. Do you think Katt Williams was right about Tiffany Haddish?
No, I at the time, Tiffany wasn't as big as she is now. Tiffany has proved herself with a lot of great things. And one of the great things that she does that a lot of comedians don't do, not to say that Katt don't do it, but she gives people opportunities. She blew up and she reached right out and brought many comedians, to the forefront of doing Netflix specials and things of that nature. There's a lot of comedians that are uncomfortable with certain comedians to help them out because they might outshine them. And Tiffany doesn't worry about that. And I don't see Tiffany in any kind of interview, or I don't even see Kevin Hart in any kind of interview talking about how ugly people are, how this, when people talk like that, they put a big representation of what they really feel about themselves. And that's what I think about that. There's no reason to say the things that he said, but, as people would say, well, that's just Katt Williams, and accept it. No, you don't have to go in there and bash everybody that comes in your path that becomes successful or even more successful than you. All right, you did what you did, you've gotten what you got, but you know the struggle, brother. You know what the struggle is. And don't lose yourself just because you got fame or you got the riches. Keep the struggle and stay humble. That's my advice.
Absolutely. And I think that advice can apply to many, many people. So thank you.
Let me ask the question one more time. Do you know a Tiffany Haddish joke?
She ready. She ready.
There it is.
All right.
All right then. That's all.
Well, we're going to close out. Pierre, I'm going to come to you. Now, when we're talking about top comedians of the day, I think it's fair to ask, when it comes to Katt Williams, where does he rank for you when we're looking at the top comedians today? And Pierre, we know you're on the list.
Of course, after me, but we'll go with that. I'm on the A+ side. No, he's definitely top five. He's definitely top five. Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Straight to the point. Capone, as we close out, I'll bring that same question to you. When it comes to your top comedians of today, looking at it, where does Katt Williams fall for you?
The ones that's living?
Yes. Yeah. Of today. Yeah.
He's number three. Yeah, he's number 3. I'm number 1.
I'll take 2 and he'll be 3. That's fine. That works for me.
I like it. Team effort there. I see the rankings. Well, again, I appreciate you both for chiming in on this topic. Before we head out, of course, I want to know what you have coming up and how people can follow you. So, Pierre, I'll start with you. If you're telling people your location, what do you have coming up and how can people follow you?
First of all, thank you everybody who watches my podcast. Pierre's Panic Room doing very, very well. Thanks to Comedy Hype for helping push it too. We got the legendary and infamous Teddy Carpenter on this week. Very interesting stuff. For those who remember in the 90s, Teddy Carpenter on Def Jam. I got him on the podcast. So go over there to YouTube and pull up Comic Pierre and check him out. I got some tour dates coming up in October and starting in October. I took a little break. I was wore out. So that's where you can catch me right now on Comedy Hype News or on my podcast.
Hold on, I got Pierre a question for Pierre.
Oh shit.
Pierre, did Teddy Carpenter mention me in the interview?
You know what? He actually did too. He actually did. See the full interview Thursday at 5 p.m. Eastern. Okay, he sure did. He sure did actually.
Let me tell you something. I don't know. I don't want to spoil it.
He had a comedy club. Remember that? Okay.
Right.
Capone, don't spoil it. Don't spoil it. We'll wait till Thursday. Capone, let me come to you. What do you have coming up and how can people follow you?
I've had several comedy clubs, well, not comedy clubs, but several businesses, Pierre, and I humbly say that. But I do want to say this before I say where I'm going to be at, Tiffany. Teddy, we was taping Def Jam, and Teddy came to me and he said, "So you're the reigning king," because my first Def Jam, I got amazing standing ovation. And he said, well, this time I'm going to show you how it's done. He came to me and said that. I'm going to show you how it's done. And I really have so much respect for Teddy Carpenter because he lit my fire that day. And I got another outstanding standing ovation. And he was man enough to walk up to me and say, "So you really just going to make it hard for anybody to take the crown from you."
Nice.
And that was a big compliment. So shout out to the brother. And I hope he used my name in good fashion because it's a good thing. That's all I have to say. This week, South Carolina at the Comedy House. Make sure y'all there.
Absolutely. And how can people follow you?
Oh, guess what? You can be with me, talking to me live on Instagram. That's right. Follow Comedian Capone. And if you can't spell comedian,
Capone,
don't follow me.
Thank you.
I love it. Well, again, thank you both for chiming in on this topic. You heard from us. Now we want to hear from you in the comments below. How accurate was Katt Williams' comments in his interview from 2018 with V103? For Comedy Hype News, I'm Symphony Thompson.
You know where it goes in them comments.
Do you know the comedy culture? Play Comedy Hype, the game. Out now.